Hey everyone, welcome to our 10-minute touch point today. We are doing it. Are you alive? You must be alive. I see you showing up. That means you're here. Did you put your shoes on today? Has everyone put their shoes on? Is everyone wearing a normal outfit today? It can be a casual outfit, don't get me wrong. You can wear your athletic clothes, but don't wear your pajamas. We're going to need to not wear our pajamas. And hey, let's have something happening that is different during the weekdays than the weekends. We're going to talk about that, but I am going to be live every single day at noon. So I'm glad that you guys are here. And if you're joining us, we are just spending 14 days just exploring how we can actually live a better life through this time at home than we were living before we even started. Like, how can we take this moment where we've got this sort of forced new life that is on us, and how can we actually grow through it and thrive and maybe like really focus and have some attention on things that have been important to us that we haven't had time to think about. So, okay, Ashton used to love trampolining. Guys, you're answering the question right now for our crew that's live right now. What is an activity that you used to love doing as a kid? Like, nobody had to tell you to do it, a physical activity. So something where you were in a rhythm of some kind, moving around. So when I was between the ages of like 9 and 10, I lived in Northern California and, sort of Central California in the Bay Area. And one of my very favorite things to do was just to like walk outside. Like my brother and I we had a little cliff behind our house. We used to climb this cliff. We used to like dig holes and like bury treasure. We used to like climb underneath like brambles and be in like crazy different parts we had this rock that we called the face rock, and we used to climb up on this rock, sit there. Sometimes we would take our lunch there. So in my childhood is like a deep connection to nature and being outside. Nobody had to tell me that I was needing to like work out. It was just something that I found enjoyable. So what are the things that you guys love? I'm going to tell you, okay, we got rollerblading. Let's keep the blades going, riding the bike, jump roping, swimming, dancing. What else can I, this is my eyes can't see the Facebook. Okay, dancing, I see up there. So anyone that is, and Melissa says no shoes in her house. That's fine. You do not need to have your shoes on if you're home. But just, I hope you got dressed today. I know I can't see you guys, but pretend like I can. Did you get dressed today? And if you have to give yourself a break today, that's okay, but get dressed tomorrow. It's good to get dressed. It helps you be like, now is the time to be awake. Now is the time to do daytime things. And that will help you keep your daytimes and your nighttimes separate. I don't know. Has anyone had any of their like sleeping habits off because you've lost a schedule? All of this stuff is what is happening right now in our world, is that so many things that have been automated in our operating system of our soul have been shut off. And we had so many things that even if you were doing a lot, I know my friends and I talk all the time about driving just hundreds of miles of carpool. Even if you felt like you were doing a lot of it was automated. And so in your operating system of your soul, it was kind of being taken care of itself. And now like everything's been upended so that automatic system is not working the same way anymore. So if you're feeling like extra tired or extra anxious or extra emotional, like that's normal. That's what's happening because all of these automated patterns have gotten shut off and we weren't in control of it. And anytime we have something that is an external change, as opposed to something that we've internally decided to do, it will also kind of dysregulate our emotions and our soul a lot. So the way I think of it is if you were, let's say a month ago, you told me on a scale of 1 to 10 how stressed you were a month ago. Let's say you were a 5 or a 6. I think whether you realize it or not, you are probably 2 to 3 numbers higher right now on your body's like stress level. And you may not even be aware of it. You might be thinking, no, Nicole, I have so much time now. Like I'm free. It's different. But because you have been forced into a change that is not internal and it's an external change that is dysregulating all of your automatic systems, it's as if your operating system is now functioning at a much higher pace. And I think you guys know this, but stress can be negative and it can be positive. They both create stress on the body, the mind, the soul, the same way. So stress that's positive is called eustress, eustress. And that's positive stress. Like you may be experiencing like, okay, I didn't plan on my children being home, but there's like some things about it that have been great, but it's still stress. And so if you think of your body like the way a computer runs or your phone works, and if you've ever felt like your phone or your computer was sluggish and then you realized that there was a program running in the background that was taking up a ton of the power of the operating system, that's kind of what's happening with you right now. Now, it's going to come down, but we need to be able to be kind to ourselves, be gracious with ourselves, and put into practice some habits, not only for you, but also for your family, because everyone in your family's stress level just went up 2 to 3 numbers on a scale of 1 to 10, including your children. The only people who I think are escaping right now are babies, but not if you're an anxious mother, because if you're anxious right now, even your baby's being impacted. So if you're like, why is my baby not on a schedule? Why won't my baby nap the same way? What happened? Everyone is experiencing this upward tick of stress, and we're all having to figure out how to do that. Some of this, it brings out good in us for some, because some of us are like, oh, I'm going to take this seriously. I really want to take my care seriously. But for many of us, it does bring out kind of the worst in us. So if you're feeling like, what is happening in my family and in my marriage right now, like, that's okay. This is a purposeful time. And if you're thinking, wow, I feel really disconnected from my spouse, or like, I don't understand my child at all, I had no idea what they were working on at school and I don't know how to help them, that's okay. Because we have an opportunity right now. We're just getting like a huge reality check about where we really are in our marriages, in our families, in our personal coping mechanisms. Everybody's getting a big reality check. So if we could just take it one day at a time, because I don't think that this is going to be a short experience. So if we could just take it one day at a time and maybe just take a deep breath and take on kind of like one positive thing at a time, and don't just wig out about how it's going right now in your family or your life. Just be curious about it. Like, wow, I guess I thought I knew what was going on in my kid's life, but now I feel like I kind of don't. Or I thought my husband and I had been through lots of ups and downs and it feels hard right now in this season. That is okay. Pay attention to it. Like, be aware of it, but don't shut yourself down with shame or condemnation, because it doesn't help anything. You don't need that right now. If you ramp shame and condemnation and failure on top of everything else that's happening, your stress level just went up even more, and your body is going to go into like fight or flight mode, where you're like in crisis mode. You cannot do any good thinking or feeling in crisis mode. In fact, back in my counseling days, often when someone would call in a crisis, like a moment of crisis, other than helping them make sure that they were not in danger, it wasn't actually a great time for counseling. I don't know if you guys know that. Like, when you're flipped in a crisis, like you're in loss or you're in like a moment that you didn't even realize you were going to be facing, you are not processing really well. And so you just need small things that you can do, not like huge things. And again, because I think that this is going to be a while that we're going to be in this experience, we can grow through these relational changes, through our own like awareness. Maybe you're realizing for the first time, wow, I am really anxious, or I'm really controlling, or I'm actually pretty angry, or whatever is coming out right now. We can work through that, but you're not going to work through all of it today. Does that make sense? So all we can do is take on one thing at a time. And that's what we're doing over these next 14 days. We're just taking on one thing at a time. So here's your one thing for today. We talked about what you loved that you used to do, right? When you were a kid. Here's the thing. Our body needs rhythm. Like, we need habits and rhythms, because we need things that we can control that feel like they provide us a rhythm. And if you are not in a rhythm right now, guess where that rhythm is happening? It's right here. And you're like, oh, let me check the coronavirus stats one more time. Let me turn on the news one more time. Let me just like scroll my Facebook and see who's quarantined right now. Like, this is what's happening. And you know what's going on in here? The torque is getting stronger and stronger, and you're becoming less and less present with the opportunity that you have in front of you to like really grow and thrive and be in this like new life. And it can be a beautiful thing, but it won't be beautiful if this is the only place that you have rhythm. You know what I'm talking about? So we want to take that rhythm and we want to move it somewhere else. And one of the best places to put a rhythm is into your physical body. So I am going to challenge you guys for like 5 minutes today. And I know y'all have 5 minutes. I know you've got plenty of spare time. 5 minutes today to like find a way to do one of those things that you used to love to do as a kid. So if you love to jump rope, find a jump rope. Like just jump rope for like a minute. You don't even have to do it for 5 because jump rope is actually really hard. If you haven't done it in a while, it's super hard. If you love to dance, then dance. Ashton, you said you love to trampoline. You don't have access to a trampoline. Well, do some jumping jacks or a headstand or something that you used to love to do as a kid. Like try to do something like that you haven't done in a while. Like do a stretch on the ground or try to do a bridge again if you used to be a gymnast, or practice your handstands if you haven't. Do a handstand up against a wall, or bounce a basketball. If you used to play basketball, just bounce a basketball. Do something that has a rhythm to it. Take a walk, take a hike, whatever. You can run in your driveway, but anything where you can take what's up here and put it down into your body in a rhythm is going to be so helpful to you. And in fact, I so believe that this is important that if you guys hashtag 14-day life, it's on this video, hashtag yourself doing one of these things that you used to love to do. I already have a plan with one of my friends and we're going to post it later today. Hashtag yourself, and I'm going to take my favorite video and I'll send you a book of mine of your choice or a t-shirt of your choice from my collection of Own the Struggle t-shirts, because we are owning the struggle right now. And I would love to send that to you. So can you do it? Who's in? Are you going to do it? Beth is running right now. That's perfect. Beth, quickly take a video and you'll be in the contest. So Karen says that her and her husband played basketball yesterday. Awesome, you guys. Find something that's a rhythm that you can do, that you can try as your challenge for the day. Post it, hashtag follow me so that I can make sure I can message you back. And let's just share each other's activities. If you're feeling a little bit like, ooh, I'm embarrassed, like I don't want people to see that. Like, why? Why are you embarrassed? Like, let's free ourselves up a little bit. You're not trying to prove yourself to anybody, and you don't need to like maintain an image for anyone. We just need to like move around. And the more freedom we feel in like, oh, like my friend was doing a headstand today, or like we're going to go climb a tree, or we're going to take a hike, the more we all kind of feel like we're connected, even when we can't be together physically, if that makes sense. Okay. So family, you can any age. If you can't remember what you used to like as a kid, just do the motions that your kid does. Like follow your kid around. You will get a great workout. It's amazingly intense. That's why they're so hungry, everybody. That's why they keep wanting us to feed them. Okay, I'm going to go. We've had our 10-minute touch point for the day. We'll be back tomorrow at 12. If you're not on the email list, jump on my email list. Go to my website, NicoleUnice.com. I'm going to send you all of this plus other freebies and goodies. It'll come into your email each and every day for the next 14 days. And we need all of the encouragement we can get. So jump on my email, NicoleUnice.com, and you'll get all of this as a recap in your email later today. Thanks, you guys. See you tomorrow.